Today we're talking about anti-heroes.
Like salads.
I get it. A sandwich joke.
Sorry. What's up, everybody? Welcome to On the Level. My name is Tech.
And I'm Kojak, and today we're talking about the top 7 anti-heroes, in our opinion, as usual, as always. We don't have any other way to do it.
No, top lists are always facts. So if you don't know what an anti-hero is, it's basically someone who is a hero but has to do things or chooses to do things that aren't very hero-like.
Accidental hero?
I guess.
Maybe?
Maybe. I don't know, but we're going to start things off with number 7, and that is Spawn.
Yes. Main character Al Simmons knowingly killed innocents while he was in the CIA and got sent to hell, and then got offered to come back and became a demon. I like the movies.
The movies were good.
Yeah.
The cartoon is better, for sure. And the comic is better than both of them,
Let
obviously.
HBO get a hold of anything.
Sesame Street.
Kermit stars on Game of Thrones.
Everyone's gonna die in the new HBO Sesame Street.
I just realized it's like Kermit. So at number 6, we have Rorschach from Watchmen. Smiley face, bloody guy.
Watchmen, of course, being one of the greatest pieces of literature in general ever written.
And a pretty easy cosplay. Just need a sock with some ink on it.
Well, no, they have the mask that actually changes.
Do they now?
Yeah, you can actually get a mask that changes.
Well, I want this.
Yeah, that's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
But basically, he's trying to do something good, but he's also going against the law. And in hiding, 1 second you're like, he's doing the right thing, and the next second he's throwing like hot fryer grease into the face of a prison guard, or no, it was a prisoner, and basically destroying an entire prison full of people just so that he can escape and continue doing what he was supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So he's definitely
good.
He's definitely an anti-hero.
He's an upstanding citizen.
He's
Just
great.
trying to do what's right.
He is trying to do what's right,
but he's so wrong.
But he has to do it in a certain way. But yeah, his mask changes. Let's be honest, that's the most important thing. Number 5, we have V, of course, from V for Vendetta.
I dressed up as him for Halloween, which was really hard to do, to have that mask on for 6 hours.
Yeah, I can see that. The Guy Fawkes mask.
Yeah, I still have the cape.
What's interesting,
Ladies.
I actually looked up the Guy Fawkes mask and who Guy Fawkes was. He was part of a group that was trying to take down a Protestant king and have his daughter take his place.
Just like the movie.
Yeah.
That's where it was inspired from.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's really cool that those things correlate.
Which is
and
why
it wasn't just like, that mask is cool. You know what would really confuse the hell out of everyone is if you dressed up as V, but you wore the mask from Scream. Be like, hey, you're the guy from what? What?
Confusion Man.
It's the most hipster costume ever.
It's whatever they found at Buffalo Exchange.
Exactly. I just chose whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as all of it's vintage and you've never seen it before.
Ugh. So up at number 4, we have Wolverine. And if you don't know who Wolverine is, then why are you watching us?
Oh, but Wolverine is the good guy. He's a hero.
That kills people and destroys things and sometimes just does bad things because he feels like it.
In fact, to the point where when he first met Charles Xavier, or Professor X, his memory was wiped. But then you find out later that he was actually there to kill Professor X. That's why he was sent.
Right.
If he has the choice between killing you and not killing you for the horrible things that you're doing, he might choose killing you. So much for your yay Wolverine hero. I'm gonna get you, bub.
Hey, bub.
Hey, bub.
Bub.
Come on, bub.
So our question for you today is, who is your favorite anti-hero? If you have one, leave that down in the comments below. We'd like to see.
At number 3, we have Lobo. You may not have heard of Lobo.
A lot of people haven't heard of Lobo, but The Rock wanted to play Lobo.
Yeah. Lobo is basically DC's Merc with a mouth. He's an alien mercenary who will take pretty much any job, whether it's good or bad, and his whole code of ethics is, if I take a job, I'm gonna finish it.
He's the last of his kind because he killed them all.
He killed everyone else like him.
That's the only reason he's the last of his kind. It wasn't like some planet blew up and it's sad. He's just like, I don't like me.
He started out as a villain in the 80s.
Yeah.
It was straight up villain. And then in the 90s, they brought him back and made him into this anti-hero, sometimes doing good, sometimes doing bad, sometimes doing stuff with, like, Superman. You know what I mean? And they completely revitalized him, and he became this awesome character. Probably the most interesting thing about Lobo is that Stan Lee in an interview said Lobo is his favorite DC character.
Which is awesome.
Yes.
I must read more Lobo.
I think he actually said his favorite DC hero, but he's like, even though he's not really a hero. So that's the whole point of this list.
So at number 2, we have The Punisher. Of course, had to make our list.
Of course, The Punisher's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Well, not the first movie.
Well, setting aside the movies for a second.
Setting aside that was torture.
Yeah, the Punisher has he's had some of the most violent comics. And some of those comics were like, I mean, when I was a kid, it was like, you're not buying that one. We're getting you DuckTales.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Which I was fine with DuckTales.
Yeah, DuckTales was awesome.
But I wanted Punisher. So Punisher's real name is Frank Castle. He was a war veteran. His wife and his 2 children died at the hands of some mobsters. And so initially he's like, I'm gonna kill all those mobsters. And then he's like, I'm gonna kill all the mobsters. And then he's like, I'm gonna kill anyone who does a crime.
That makes sense.
It's a logical progression. You know who, like, 2 of his, I guess, enemies, I have to put in quotes, but 2 of his biggest enemies are? Spider-Man and Daredevil. Because they don't think he should be killing everyone.
Yeah.
And now we're excited to see what's going to happen when Punisher shows up on Daredevil. Thank you. And finally, our number 1, Deadpool. The merc with the mouth.
Yes.
The man with the chimichangas.
And if you haven't heard of Deadpool, you're not ever outside or on the internet.
He has amazing ability to heal just like Wolverine does. Doesn't have adamantium claws or anything like that. What he does have is a smart mouth and the fact that he knows that he's a fictional character.
Yeah. And loves messing with Wolverine.
Loves messing with everybody.
Everybody.
But that's why, because he knows he's a fictional character. So he has done things like kill the entire Marvel universe.
Just because.
Realizing that there might be alternate dimensions and he might not have actually killed them, so he starts killing all of the literary archetypes that they came from and killing all of them. To try and kill them before they're even written.
And then he teams up with the ghost of Benjamin Franklin to kill all the presidents.
Yeah, the president ghosts are coming back. You're
Ryan
rooting
Reynolds.
for him. Even when he's doing things that are bad, you're rooting for him. You're never like, oh, he shouldn't have done that. You're like,
He got impaled by an elephant in one and it said splorp on it. And he goes, I don't think I've ever gone splort before.
Well, that's it for this week's episode of On the Level. Once again, my name is Tech.
And I am Kojak, and if you like this video, check out this one right here of the top 10 weirdest superhero powers. There's some really weird ones, and there was some that we left off the list that were still just as weird.
Yeah. We also have another segment we do called Critique the Critics, and you can click right there to take a look at that. And as always, if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button right down there. And until we see you guys next time, geek out and game on. Ryan Reynolds, actually, you're gonna make us a Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be rated R.
The one person that I always thought would be a good Deadpool. Even though they ruined him in...
It's either him or Paul Giamatti. Coming 2017, Paul Giamatti is Deadpool.